Hello my country people, welcome back to the news. The Nigerian government have threatened to open borders for cement importation if manufacturers insist on high prices. And here we have it. The federal government have laid out the possibility of opening the borders to enable cement importation if Nigeria's cement manufacturers refuse to reduce the price of commodity in the country. The cement manufacturers had spelled out the conditions that the Nigerian government must meet before the retail price of a 50 kg bag of cement would go down to between 7,000 to 8,000 naira. The warning was given to David Umahi, the Minister of Works, after a meeting with leading manufacturers on Monday in Abuja. However, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Danjiwa, while speaking on Tuesday in Abuja at an emergency meeting held with cement and building materials manufacturers, noted that the key input materials for cement production, such as limestone, clay, sand, and other materials, were sourced within the borders and should not be dollar rated. So how come these prices are outrageous? These prices are on a high side. Are they importing this cement or what? The minister explained that it was aware of the microeconomic challenges facing the country. Some of the key components of producing building materials, especially cement, are locally sourced, and considers the recurring increase in price of cement as unacceptable and unreasonable. He said the prices of gas that manufacturers used as an excuse should not be, because gas is a raw material found within the country, and the excuse of an increase in mining equipment should not be brought up, because equipment brought by manufacturers had been used for decades and not just purchased every day. So Danjiwa said the borders was closed for importation of cement to help local manufacturers, saying if the government decides to open it back for mass importation of cement, definitely the prices of cement will crash and local manufacturers will be gravely affected. He called on the manufacturers to be more patriotic, adding that the challenges you speak of, many countries are facing the same challenges, and even some are worse than Nigerians. But as patriotic citizens, we have to rally around whenever there is a crisis to change the situation. So at this point, the manufacturers are giving excuses that yes, the prices of gas is on the high side. When you talk about gas, this is something we produce in our own country. We do not import gas. We produce it. We have gas as a natural resources. Even for the mining equipment, they are using as excuse. It's not as if they are purchasing this mining equipment today. No, they've been using this mining equipment for decades. So why is it that they are now hiking, a price of cement? This time around, is not because of the dollar, because how can you use the dollar as an excuse? So they have to look at this thing. The demand and the supply should be good for you, because the government stopped the importation of cement, and they stopped the importation in order to empower the local producers. So if the government should open the border for mass importation of cement, definitely the price will crash and the local business would not be encouraged, and they will be forced to wind down. So they should look into this and make sure they reduce the price. Well, my country people, the Nigerian government have spoken, also issued threats on trying to open the borders, reopening of the borders for cement importation. They see this as a bold move to threaten manufacturers here in Nigeria, especially the Dangote cement and the Boa cement. These are the major cement manufacturers we have in Nigeria, to reduce their prices. And recently, the cement manufacturers have agreed to sell a 50 kg bag of cement at a retail price between 7,000 and 8,000 naira, depending on the nation's that's the location of, the distribution of the cement. The cement manufacturer, however, they asked the government to address these issues of gas shortage, import duty, smuggling and road transport. And as the Minister of Works, David Umahi, had made this known to cement manufacturers on Monday in Abuja, where he noted that this hike in the price of cement is being felt nationwide, and kicked against it because the hike has attributed to wholesalers reselling to resellers at a higher price, and before it gets to the final consumer, those that are building, the price are on a high side. So definitely people are lamenting, people are complaining. David Umahi lamented the current rate, stating that it is abnormal. I mean, yes, we know the dollar is on a high side, but we are not importing cement. So how come these manufacturers are saying the hike in the cement price is being caused by foreign exchange crisis? How has it got to do with our locally produced cement in our country? So the manufacturers must really express their readiness to bring down the prices of this this cement. So they noted their challenges ranging from the high cost of gas, the high import duties from their spare parts, and the bad road network, and of course the high FX rates. I'm talking about the exchange rates. They talked about the issue of insecurity and the roads and the cost of gas, and all of that. So my country people, a lot is really going on. But for now, the manufacturers of our locally produced cement have said they would slash the price to 7,000 to 8,000 per 50 kg bag of cement. We all know a bag of cement, recently is being sold at 11,500, 12,000 as the case may be. So a lot of people really kicked against it, and it seems outrageous that cement that is being produced in this country will be increasing on a daily basis. A lot of people were not comfortable with this. But come to think of it, my country people, will the opening of the borders do anything for Nigeria? Will it do anything for Nigerians? Because even if the government should open the borders and import this cement and allow the importation of cement into the country, it will even cost higher. It will cost higher because of the exchange rates. It would definitely be expensive because of the exchange rate. We all know how a lot of goods are on the high side, especially imported goods, because of the dollar rate. So my country people, at this point, the dollar rate is not friendly, the FX rate is not friendly, and all imported goods are on the high side. So this would not solve the problem on ground. Guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section.